This is the biblical reason why narcissists hate accountability. Let's look at Cain and Abel in the book of Genesis, and let's look at how God handled the first blame shift in human history. Now, Cain and Abel both brought offerings to God. God accepted Abel's offering, but he didn't accept Cain's. And Cain was angry. He was resentful and he was jealous. This is important because right here, God gives Cain a second chance. He tries to correct Cain's posture before it turns into something destructive. God literally asked him, "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast?" And notice this, God addresses the emotion beneath the behavior. And this is the part that narcissists can't handle. A narcissistic heart avoids introspection because introspection requires honesty, and honesty requires confronting wounds that they've spent their whole life avoiding. So instead of looking inward, they project outward. They blame shift. They deflect. Because if they ever had to sit with themselves, they would have to acknowledge the very wound that they're trying so hard to hide. But God doesn't stop right there. He tells Cain, if you do what is right, will you not be accepted? That's clear direction. That's God giving him a path to restoration. But narcissists, they resist growth. They interpret correction as rejection. They would rather maintain control than accept truth and be healed. And when accountability is rejected, sin waits at the door. God warned him. Sin is crouching at the door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it. But Cain didn't rule over his sin. He let the sin rule over him. That's why entitlement grows, rage grows, blame shifting grows, arguments grow, because accountability was ignored. We all know what happened next. Cain, he unalived his brother. And when God confronted him about it, he's like, "Where's your brother?" Cain's like, "I don't know." He deflects. He gets sarcastic. "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" Now this right here is classic narcissistic behavior. It avoids responsibility. It plays dumb. It plays ignorant. It uses sarcasm and it shifts into victim mode. And at this point, Cain's heart is already hardened. And yet God still confronts him. He says right here, he says, "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." See, God exposed what Cain was trying to hide because accountability is protective. The consequence wasn't to destroy Cain, it was to stop the cycle. And God will do the same with the narcissist in your life who tries to refuse any type of correction or accountability. See, accountability is never punishment. It's an invitation. It's an invitation to change, to repent, to be transformed by the blood of Christ. Cain rejected that invitation, but you and I, we don't have to.